So let's start by dropping our head to one side, rolling around to the front, and your head drop the other side. So rolling around to the front, looking over your shoulder, down and round, breathing in as you look behind you, breathing out as you roll. And do it again, look behind you, and roll the head. We're going to do that one more time each way. So last one. And then from here, we're going to squeeze our shoulders up to our ears. Squeeze them together and press your shoulders down. We're going to add in a little rise onto our tiptoes and then drop back into the heels. So we rise to our tiptoes and then pop back into the heels. Wobbling optional, of course. And then we'll keep going with the rise, but we're going to add in a circle with the arms. Then you brush your ears with the part of your upper arm. Thereabouts, and then reversing. Let's go in the opposite direction. Breathe in and breathe out. Tune into your breath. Inhale, exhale. And you take your feet a little bit wider, softening your knees and let your tailbone hang down. Going to lean over to the side and then lift. Let's do that the other way. So lean and then lift. Tune into your breath. Inhale, exhale. And again, deep breath in and breathe out. And you go a little bit further now. Sliding the hand down the side of the leg. From the knee towards your ankle or thereabouts. Let's do one more each way. And then can you come and stand on the one leg, bringing your knee up. We're going to sweep it in like this and then sweep it out like this. So in and out, in and out. Now, as you keep doing that, welcome the wobble, but lengthen up through the crown of your head. So think posture, elongate the spine. When you make the movement bigger, you may be wobbling enough as you are. So mobilising our hip, testing our balance. Out, it's catching that wobbly stuff. Let's do that again on the other side. So knee coming up, in, looping out. Elongating the posture, so lengthening up through the crown of the head. Can you make the movement bigger? Last couple. Alrighty, well done. Let's take our feet a little bit wider now. So big space. Just gonna wriggle the mats around. Okay, so big space between our feet. Turning our toes outwards. And if you can bend your knee, push your bottom backwards. And let's give that a go on the other side. So pushing your bottom back, 2, 3. Really focusing in on opening up the muscles around the inner thigh and the groin. Now can we stay down there for a little bit longer? If you're quite low, you might bring a hand to the floor and drop in. And let's give that a go on the other side. Coming down, down, down. And switch to the other side. Again, coming down, down, down. Let's do it again. Down, down. And one more each way. Sinking into it. And last one. Alrighty, and then from there, if you can come down onto your back on the mat and breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat, but actually, perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, you know, what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga, where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. You know, they take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other side. I'll meet you down on the ground if you need a drink, particularly if you're playing catch up on water. It was a good time to top up. Limpy tea. So, went to watch the panto at the Everyman yesterday. Oh no, you didn't. You all cry. If you can, tuck your knees up. We'll go wide with our arms, and if you can bring your knees up and across towards your opposite arm like that. And then if you can bring your knees up over to the other side. Push your knees down, 2, 3, and then lift. And the other side. Press your shoulders down, 2, 3, and then lift. And allow your head to turn. Press your shoulders down and breathe deeply. Mobilising our backs. We're going to do one more on each side. Final one. And then from here, if you can tap your toes down and tuck. So if you tap your toes and then tuck up. So we're going to start to do 3 different levels. So level 1, we'll stay with our head on the floor, knees to the chest. Level 2, we're going to rock up and balance with our feet off the ground. So the knees are open. And then we close the knees as we roll. Open the knees. And we're going to tap 1, 2, 3 taps while we're balanced with our feet off the floor. Roll. 1, 2, 3. Roll. More advanced, we're going to open, tap, open, and then roll. And for more advanced option, we open, tap, open, whilst we're balanced, and then roll. Lifting through your chest. Anyone been watching Strictly over the weekend? Angela Rippon's doing well, isn't she? Last couple. And final one. Alrighty, good job. So from here, let's move over to all fours, and we're going to reach our opposite arm and leg away, and then bring our elbow to touch our knee underneath like that. So we're breathing in as we reach, breathing out as we round. So inhaling and reaching, exhaling and rounding. So a little bit of a test of our balance, even though we're down on the floor. Push the ground away with a hand that stays on the ground. Pointing the toes. And final one. And then let's switch that over to the other side. So breathing in and reaching, breathing out and rounding. Looking up as you reach, looking down as you round. Now as you lift the leg, can you get some height in it so your buttock muscle kicks in? Last couple. Alrighty, and then from here, if you can meet me in the yoga downward dog. If you hook your toes under, the feet are at the edge of your mat, and press your heels down. Lift your bottom up in the air. Push down with the heel of your hand. Mobilising the feet now by doing this and pushing your heel down on one side and flexing your toes on the other. And then switching to the other side. So you push your heel down, flex your toe on the other. And switch. Let's do that again. On each side, breathe, let your belly hang loose and breathe into your body. Say kind things to your belly, it hangs loose. It's your happy place in your belly. We're going to walk our feet towards our hands. So we're folding the body in half now. come down, seated position. You can either crisscross your legs on this one, or if your knees feel happier, you might prefer to have your feet open. Bringing the arms up by the ears. And going quite wide with the hands. Chin tucked in. Wriggling the fingers forwards. Sliding the hands back in. We're going to breathe in and reach. Exhale as we come forward. Chin in, down, down. Sliding the hands in. Breathing in as we reach. And you go a bit further forwards now. Gradually working on increasing the mobility in the joints of your back. Do a little positive visualization on this one. So I want you to imagine you're drawing positive, healthy energy to you. And as you exhale out, imagine you're exhaling out any tension, worries, or stresses today. Inhaling, drawing positive, healthy energy into your cells, and then exhaling out any tension, worries. Let's do that one more time. And if you're doing the cross-leg version of these, can you switch your legs so you've now got the other one over the top? Seated upright, arms up by the ears. That's it. And again, going forwards and down, hanging there, and then wriggling your fingers forward to increase the level of stretch. Sliding the hands in, imagine you're gathering energy, and exhaling out any tension, worries, or stresses. Let's do it again. A little bit further with each one. One more time. Gathering energy. Okay, good job. So let's move down onto our back now. Taking the opposite arm and leg away for our Pilates single leg stretch. So for basic level, looking from the floor with the feet. For level 2 like this, so your knees are up at 90 degrees. Extending opposite arm and leg away. And then moving back in. Breathe out as you move out. Breathe in as you move in. Third level, more advanced. I've got my feet above my hip. Start from here, and then opposite arm and leg moving away. Out and coming back in. Pointing your toes, and then can you flex them? So point your toes, and then flexing. Pointing, and then flex. Can we do 4 more? Breathe. Two more. So final one. And then from there, we're going to place our hands on our knees and open out with the knees, mobilizing our hip joints. So think of oiling your joints on this one. Circling the knees out, round, and back in. And then reversing back in the opposite direction. Massaging your lower back against the ground as you do it. And last couple. And then from here, can you rock yourself up to a seated position? Arms facing up. We're going to roll our body down. The back of the head on the floor, and then curling back up. Now you can use a band underneath your feet for level 1. This version is level 2 we're doing now. For third level, we're going to bring our arms up by our ears, tap down behind. Inhaling as we touch down. Try and keep your arms by your ears as you lift. Now, if you're able to keep your arms back by your ears, you can start to add in a weight overhead. Let's do 4 more. The last couple, we're nearly there. We keep it going. I think we can. Final one. I'm going to stay down there, interlock the fingers, and then turn the palms out, pointing the toes, so full body stretch. You to arch your back. Fingers interlace, your little finger touches the ground, arch your back, and just take a moment for some breathing space. Inhaling, filling up your belly with air. Exhaling out. So again, deep breath into your belly, let it fill with air. Exhale out. And one more deep breath. Alrighty, from here, if you can, bring one leg up, park your hands just here underneath the back of it, and use that leg to rock yourself up. I'm going to keep that foot planted down, and the opposite hand on the floor, as we take this other leg back behind us. So we've got a nice big stride between our feet, and we're going to turn. Got your opposite hand on the floor, and the other arm is going to come up like this. So you turn towards your front leg. That's it. And push the ground away with the hand that stays on the ground. Deep breath. Now you can either stay with that version, or next level, I've taken my bottom hand away and I'm going into a side prayer position. Wobbling optional. Good test of our balance. Then from here, we're going to bring both hands down. And we're going to slide our back foot away. We'll meet up here in our downward dog. Pressing our heels towards the floor, lifting our tailbone up in the air. Now, you can either stay with the basic version of the downward dog, or we're going to sweep one leg up. Can we point our toes and lift that leg up towards the ceiling? So adding some height in the leg, pressing the heel down on the foot that's staying on the mat. Breathe. And then lowering that leg. And we're just going to place our knees down for a second on the floor. And then find the downward dog again. So we'll plant the other foot down, heel towards the floor. You lift up the leg. And we get some height in the leg, lifting up, pressing the heel down, breathing deeply. And then as that leg comes through, we'll bring it to the front of the mat. So now we've got our other foot forwards, opposite hand on the floor, and we're going to reach up again like this. So extending the arm away, breathing deeply. So again, you can either stay with this version where the hand stays on the floor, or up level it by going into that side prayer position. Breathe. It's a good test of balance, stamina in the stretch. Noticing where you're feeling that in your body. Alrighty, let's release. So from yoga back to our Pilates mat work. You can join me down on the back again. I'd like you to get your feet quite close to your body for the start of this next one. We'll do this one and then we'll have a little breather for some water. So far, so goody. So let's bring our knees up like that for our start position. And then notice my thumb is coming down to the floor. I'm going to tap the thumb down at the same time as tapping the feet. And then drawing a circle with the arm as the leg comes back up. So we tap the thumb down, tap the toes, and then come back up. That's our level 1 option. Level 2, notice my feet now go further out towards the bottom end of the mat. And they stay out as I come back up to here. And the knee stays above the hip, not towards the chest this time. So tougher option. Over time. Adding more length into the leg. So tapping the thumb down with straighter legs. Now it's easy to skim through that point where the feet are just off the floor. Often the body will speed up at that point, but if you can slow it down, that's where the magic happens apparently. Slowing it down. Breathe. And we do 2 more. If you've got trouble with your back today, you might want to go quite easy on the double leg. Just find your own version of it, what feels doable. Listen to your body. 1 more for good luck for those of you who want to keep going. And then from here, we're going to bring our right knee in, hug the knee. May not have had a hug yet today. I know my right knee's not had a hug yet. Hello, knee. We're going to bring the knee across the body, pop the foot on the floor, and we're going to trail the back arm away. Now, where is that back hand? Can you sit the hand just above the shoulder? Just turn your head so you say hello to the shoulder and press that back shoulder down. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes for a moment. Inhale through your nose, into your belly, and exhale out. Do that again. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release, and we're going to give that a go on the other side. Bringing the knee up to your chest, and then foot across your body. And again, turning your head so you say hello to that back shoulder, pressing the shoulder down, pressing the knee down. Breathe. And from here, if we can roll to the center, park the hands just around the back of the leg. And if you can rock yourself up to seated, now's a good time to have a drink. So you can have a drink, and then I'd like you to find some weights. Have you got 2 sets of weights there, Sue? If not, maybe some saucepans. Yeah, we're there. Great. Quite nice to be doing it fireside, isn't it? Okay, so find a weight that helps to challenge you a little bit. With strength training, ideally by the 10th one, we want to be struggling a little bit. That's how we progressively build our strength, ideally doing it every other day so that we've got a bit of recovery time in between. So feet just slightly wider than our hips. And I'd like you to slowly bring the weight down as we go into a squat and then lift. One of the things we were talking about in our tribe training this morning, particularly as we go into the busier Christmassy type season, where sometimes exercise excuses can pop up because we're busy socializing, is focusing in on the mini habits approach. So you might say, okay, well, I want to get better at X, Y, or Z. So I'm just going to do 2 a day or 1 a day of the thing that's really quite challenging. Like for me at the moment, I practice a couple of chin-ups first thing in the morning when I get out of bed, and then do it again just before I go to bed. On these, we're going to now lift and extend for our next level. We'll lift the weight to your shoulder and then push out from your shoulder. Come back in and release. And let's do that again. Breathe. More advanced, we're going to move the weight up overhead. So the weight arm is more by the ear. Particularly if you've got any problems around your shoulders or your neck, you might prefer to keep the weights lower. Find your level. Can we do 3 more? Breathe. Last couple. Final one. Okay, give the legs a shake. And I'm going to go into a quad stretch, taking hold of the foot. And we get our knees together and our heel towards our bottom. You squeeze your bottom from behind and push your hip bones forwards. Now, if you can see yourself in your screen, does your posture look upright? Now, if you can get your heel onto your bottom and you want the next level of challenge with the balance, look where we're heading, into more of a horizontal position, reaching our opposite arm forwards. We're aiming our leg and our arm like this on the horizontal, and then slowly coming back out. We'll welcome the wobble, and let's give that a go on the other side. So knees together. Can you get your inner thighs to touch? Heel towards the bottom. Now, balance exercise may not necessarily make you sweat, but pretty strong research to say that, particularly in our later years, if we don't tackle it, it can become quite a serious problem. So good to practice these balance exercises in whatever form on a daily basis. I'm teaching my kids to brush their teeth and balancing on one leg. It's quite fun when you get toothpaste in your eyebrow. Let's release, and we'll give that a go again on the other side. So can you get your knees together? Oh, hello, hopping optional. Knees together, heel to the bottom. Squeezing the buns from behind. And reaching. Can we get our arm and our leg horizontal? If you've managed to get that, she says, try closing your eyes just for a few seconds, just for fun. And let's release, shake a leg, and let's give that a go on the other side. So knees together, heel to the bottom. Can we get our back leg and our arm horizontal? Closing our eyes to test the balance just for a few seconds. Welcome the wobble. And let's release. Okay, can you find your weights again? We're going to hold our weights in our hands. Bring our elbows to our side. And if you can squeeze your shoulders towards each other, extend your arms. As you lift your hands, try not to lift your shoulder blades. So think about your shoulder posture. Press your shoulder blades down your back as you reach and come back in, allowing your lower back to lengthen. So elongate through your lower back. Next level, you're going to add a tiptoe rise, holding and coming back in. Third level, we're going to turn, staying on our tiptoes, coming back in and down. Challenging the balance, the stamina in the arms, with that extension and rotation. Breathe. We're going to do that one more time. Alrighty, well done. So, can you find a stick next? You can use a stretchy band or a jumper if needed. Ideally a stick. And we're going to walk our hands towards each other. So you're going to grip and pull like you're trying to pull it apart. That's it. If you fold that jumper maybe in half. If you can pull like you're trying to pull it apart and then turn your head to look over your bottom arm shoulder. Deep breath. And then let's release and give that another go. So same side, can you walk your hands just a little bit closer without letting your back overarch? Drop your tailbone down. So can you see how the tailbone and the stick are together? So turn the head. And then release. Let's switch and give that a go on the other side. So walking the hands towards each other. Gripping. Bringing some body weight into the heels. Head on the stick, tailbone towards the stick and turning the head. Looking down over the shoulder. Deep breath. And let's release. Walking the hands a little closer if that feels appropriate today. Keeping some body weight in your heels. Turning the head to look down over the shoulder. Breathing deeply. Noticing where you feel the stretch. Let's release the head. Alrighty, from here, we're going to move our feet into a wide leg position. So we've got our toes pointing forwards, our feet quite wide. I'm going to drop our hands down, drop our head down, and have a little look at the world from a different view. Now you might be stretching enough as you are there, or you might go a little bit wider with your feet. Push your body weight back to your heels. Breathe. And then from here, if you can, drop yourself down onto your bottom. So feet wide. Now as you sit down, you could have a sit on a cushion, particularly if you find your lower back posture tends to do this and round when you're sat. So if you tend to do that and it's hard to sit up straight, then if you park yourself into a little block or a cushion, it'll help you get more lift in your positioning. So wide with our feet. Can you point your toes for me? You angle your toes downwards and take your arms nice and wide, lifting up here through the rib cage. Then going to flex our feet as we lean, pulling down and bringing this arm over by the shoulder, over by the ear, pointing the toes on the way up, lifting the rib cage again, and then leaning, so bringing this arm over by the ear. Then you get hold of your foot or your ankle or your shin as you come down, breathing in as you lift, pointing your toes, and breathing out as you lean. Breathe in, lift your chest. Now if you're a little bit more bendy and you want to take it a bit further than this arm, I'm going to see if we can get it over towards the foot as well. So trying to keep that arm back by the ear. And then once you're there, over time, we're going to scoop this bottom arm away. So the head now comes down towards the knee. And find your level with it. And we do 4 more, going just that little bit further. So 1 more each way. So finishing off your last one, you can give your legs a bit of a shake out. We're going to move down onto our front for some cobras next. So mobilising the back, hands just slightly wider than the shoulder. Then you get your feet together, weight your hip bones down into the ground. Particularly if you've got a bit of a niggly back today, try and push your pubic bone into the floor and draw your belly button muscle in. So you've got good core technique as you lift, 2, 3, holding there and then coming back down. Forehead to the ground, breathing in as you lift, chin up, holding at the top for a few seconds, exhaling and lowering. So for our first levels, keeping a bent elbow, over time pushing into a straighter arm, but ideally with our shoulder posture pressed down and listening to what our back tells us on these. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling and lowering. Can we do 3 more? Spreading the fingers out, pushing the ground away. So last couple. So final one. Alrighty, and then from here, we're going to turn over onto our backs, bringing our hands just here around the back of our head, touching our opposite elbow and knee together. So we're nearly there. Level 1, elbow to knee. Level 2, a little bit more speed, so we alternate as one leg comes up, the other one comes down. 3rd level, straight leg as the other one bends in. Breathing in for 2, breathing out for 2. In for 2 and out for 2. Point your toes. More. Alrighty, when we're done, pointing your toes to the edges of your mat, reaching your arms, arching back. Breathe so that your belly fills with air. Breathe out. So again, deep, full breath. And as you breathe, notice how you're feeling now compared to the start of the session. We're going to bring our arms down by our side. Curl into seated, and we're going to bring one knee in and cross it over. Taking our elbow around our knee. Notice this front foot here is flexing up. We're going to push the ground away with our backhand. The fingertips, notice, are pointing away, and the forearm is also attached to the body. We turn and look over the shoulder. Squeeze the knee into the chest. Notice, where do you feel the stretch? Breathe, elongating the posture through the crown of the head. And let's release. Now you can either stay with that on the same side, or we're going to hook this front foot here in so it tucks underneath. So you're going to sit on your heel and then bring the elbow, rather than wrapping it around the leg, bring the elbow to the knee. We'll tie ourselves up in a little knot. We push that back hand down again, so same hand, fingertips pointing away. Pushing the elbow into the thigh. Breathe. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. Alrighty, let's release and give our legs a shake out. Okay, so we're nearly there. Let's give that a go on the other side. If you can cross the leg over, remember which one we did, and then knee squeezed in, pushing the ground away, and flexing up with the foot. You're going to turn towards that leg, looking over your shoulder, pushing the ground away. Breathe. Noticing, where do you feel the stretch? Let's release. And we're going to bring our leg in for level 2. So we're going to sit on that heel. Bring our opposite arm to our elbow. So we want right leg, left elbow, or vice versa. And we're going to tie ourselves up in a knot. Breathe. Definitely needed on my side, on this side today. Alrighty, let's release. A massage with Crystal last week. Oh, she's good on glutes. So let's come down onto our back. If you can pop your hands on top of your belly. So I want you to close your eyes and just notice how you're feeling compared to the start of the session today. Has there been a shift? Usually the psychological benefits of exercise are the most apparent. Just closing your eyes. Allow your body to just really sink into the mat. Let your attention rest on your breathing inside your belly. Open your teeth. Allow your jaw to hang. Just let your tongue drop inside of your mouth. Take a moment to appreciate how your body's feeling. Take a moment to be thankful for that mobility, our ability to move, which is ultimately what mobility means. Taking a moment to be thankful for all those moving parts in our body. Taking time to remind ourselves how all those little moving parts of our body add up to us being able to breathe and move and be independent in our day-to-day life. It's easy to take those moving parts for granted, to not think about all those little things that are going on in the background in our subconscious, our breathing, our heartbeat, the way that our nerves integrate with our muscles and our brain, our balance muscles, how they keep us upright throughout the day. I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold your breath for a couple of seconds and then exhale out for as long as you can. Do that again. Breathe in. Holding for a couple of seconds. Exhaling out for as long as you can. Just do that one more time. Deep breath in. Pausing at the top of your breath. Exhaling out. I want you to cast your mind across this week and just set a little intention from the start of the week to how you'd really like your week to feel this week. Just sat-nav your brain through this week. Perhaps declaring in your head, I would like to feel, fill in the blank. Bringing some of that energy with you as you open your eyes. We're going to roll over to our side and we'll have a little check-in with each other. So